Live from the First State, you are listening to the Financial Empowerment Show with the podcast king, Troy Bailey, and the finance queen, Awanda Hodge. The Financial Empowerment Show, creating new fiscal standards one home at a time. Give us a call now at 877-829-1099. That's 877-TAX-1099. And now, here's Troy and Awanda.
Welcome one, welcome all to another edition of the Financial Empowerment Show. I'm your host, the podcast king himself, Troy Bailey, and to my right is Awanda Hodge. Hello, Awanda.
Hi, Troy.
All right, we are here at another show. We are show number 8. Can you imagine? Can you believe that? Show number 8?
Yeah, I can believe it.
All righty, we're doing good. Listen, we want to thank all those viewers, all those comments. We want to ask you to thank you all those who subscribed as well. Our subscription is going up. Keep on subscribing to the show. Keep on listening. Keep on sending in your comments. Keep on sending in your emails because this empowerment show is for you. Yeah. We want to empower you to control your cash flow, to help you build your money tree so that you can be financially secured, not only today, but for tomorrow as well.
And give us your feedback. I like to hear the feedback.
I like
just
to hear the
on the
feedback.
show, like how they think we're doing, what they like to hear more of.
Right.
Like, give us the feedback. I love to hear the feedback.
Wonderful. All right.
So let's jump right into the
We're
show.
going to dive into this show. Show number 8. I think this touches both of us, Awanda. Employment to entrepreneurship.
This one is very personal.
Yes, it is. All
Very
right.
personal, and I know so many people are out there in this boat that either you have your business that you're working in, you're working your 9 to 5, or you just started a business, or you have a business you've been working and you want to know when is it okay to step away from your 9 to 5. You have so many questions. You're looking for people to connect with that is in that arena.
That
so we're going to try to touch on as many points as we can.
Going to YouTube.
Yeah.
I quit my job and make $50,000 right now.
But listen, don't knock YouTube. I think YouTube
We're on YouTube.
is a great platform.
It's a great resource.
You can learn so much from YouTube. For
You
real,
can.
honestly,
You
you
can.
really can. Like, I think it's a great platform. I wish they had that. I wish they had YouTube when I was younger.
Okay.
Because when I see the young people, all the things that they know and they learn, and I'm like, oh, how did you learn that? And it's like YouTube.
We
like,
had to read books, though.
however you learn it, listen, there's no judgment from me. If you learn it from a book or from YouTube, as long as you know it, as long as you have the information.
Let's get to our talking points, Awanda. It says, when shall I quit my 9 to 5 job? Right? Oh, man. We're in this, what you call this great resignation. A lot of people's quitting due to the pandemic.
It's starting to turn around.
You think it's starting to turn around?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I think a lot of people are starting to go back to work.
One of our points is build up your finance, business structure. Alrighty. My own boss.
Why are you laughing at that? Why are you laughing?
A lot of people want to get into business because they want to be their own boss. I think that's the biggest joke there is. Because when you are in a business, you're number one, you're serving other people. You go from one boss to every client you have becomes your what?
Boss. That's true.
That is correct.
But you know, on the other side of it,
What's the flip side of that?
the flip side of it, you guys know I'm always gonna challenge Troy, and I'm
so we
always
gotta
gonna
have a
give
flip
the
side.
other side of it. The other side of it is that being in control. You're in control of your income potential.
Very good.
You're in control of the decision making. Yes, your time.
Very good.
You know, it gives you more freedom. So there are some advantages of being your own boss. It's just that, like Troy said, you're gonna have you're gonna have to deal with a lot of different people.
That is correct.
You know, depending on what your business is, you're gonna work triple time. You're gonna work harder. You know, until you get some systems and some things in place.
Correct.
It's gonna be hard work. However, you're working for yourself. That's how I look at it.
Correct.
When it comes to my business, I don't mind working until 2-3 in the morning because I'm working to establish something for me.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
funny.
working for this company
Yeah.
to build their business up.
Right.
I'm working to build my business
That's
up.
funny because when I used to be a CDL driver, I used to get up 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I hate this job. It makes me shit. I'm ready to quit. But when I got our transportation business and had to get it at the same time,
you don't mind.
I'm like, hey, I can do this.
See?
Let's do it.
So there are some.
So it's a mind. It was a mindset.
But so there are some upsides to that whole. I want to be my own boss.
That is
you just have
correct.
to have the drive to push that agenda.
Correct. But actually, working on a job gave me the discipline to do what? To get up those mornings. You know what I'm saying? I believe that's very important as well.
But you know what else I will say? I see a lot of the young people. I'm a little bit closer to that because I have young people in my house.
She told her age.
I did, but I have young people around me all the time, and they've started their own businesses, and for the most part, they haven't worked for other people for much time.
Right.
However, they still have the drive and the motivation to push them forward. Okay. So I feel like if you have that inside of you, which some of us, we have that. Yeah, we're motivated, or when we want something, we're going to go after it. If you have that inside of you, right. To me, you don't have to necessarily start out working for somebody else. I don't think that you have to. If you have it and you can push it forward, you can do it. You can do it. It's just going to take some determination. It's going to take having mentors. It's going to take you learning and making mistakes, which is a part of being an entrepreneur. Don't beat yourself up because you made a bad decision or things didn't go the way that you planned, because it's all part of the learning process.
Napoleon Hill has a quote in his book, Think and Grow Rich. You know what it says? What? It says, in failure lies the seeds of greater or equal success.
And I believe that. I have a sign up. We talked about this in one of our other podcasts. Okay. I have signs up all over. Okay. I believe in signs, but I have this sign up in my office, and it says, "I never lose. Either I win or I learn."
There you go.
And I believe that wholeheartedly because I've made plenty of mistakes. I'm sure we all have made.
Yep. Got to skin them knees.
Yeah. I'm sure we all have made poor decisions at times, or a decision that we thought was the right decision in that moment. Correct. But later we learned that it wasn't. And in business,
you always business is so fluid.
It is. It's very fluid. Something could be popular and great right now. Your invention or something you came out could be great right now, and then a few months down the line, it's just not.
That is correct.
So it's fluid. So like I said originally, like I'm in the midst of this transition, like as we speak. Okay. I worked in corporate for years, for over 15 years, and now I'm working to try to do my own thing, and it's very challenging.
Well, I was the one who didn't quit my day job. Like, I didn't get this on YouTube, even though I like YouTube now because we're on it. But I read is that don't quit your day job until you double in your business, double what you earn in your business.
So do you think that's a principle? Do you think that's a principle?
I don't think all businesses can do that.
Yeah, I think you have to gauge what you have, and
it sounds powerful at the time. Yeah, man, I'm gonna double what I make.
But the thing is, some things is like when it's hot, you got to get in there and you got to get it. And you can't wait, and so to see what's gonna happen down the line, you just got to get it sometimes. And then other things you can kind of try to scale and see, well, hey, is this going to be something that's going to generate?
Correct. But it always came to what I remember when I first started the tax business. I was in my living room, and I said, I cannot wait till I get to that fork in the road where I have to decide whether to quit my job or go full time in the business. Right. I got to the fork in that road. Alrighty. Guess what? When I did, Wanda, I told my wife, I'm scared. Yeah.
But you know what I find? Because I know, just through the pandemic, this is actually our statistic. We'll touch on it in a few minutes. But a lot of people left their jobs to start their own business. But I feel like the people that I know that are still working their 9 to 5 and trying to work their business, they're not really successful at it because they can't really give it what it needs. They can't really give it their all because they're still so focused on their.
I had the opportunity. That's a good point. I had an opportunity. My story was that I could fit my business in the hours I wasn't working.
And that's
a lot of people can't do that. If you're working a 9 to 5 job, those are business hours.
Yeah.
When you get off, especially you have a family, it's going to be very difficult to do what?
Because that's a whole nother gig.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to take advantage of my work schedule where I can be off hours in the middle of the business structure,
right,
so I can start my business. A lot of people don't have that opportunity. A lot of people, they're up 9 o'clock in the morning working a job, getting another job, working their business. And listen, my hat's off to you. Congratulations. Don't stop.
No, don't.
Keep moving
but
forward.
This is actually where your business plan comes into play, right?
That is correct.
And it doesn't have to be as formal as like a structured business plan, but I do think it is important to, sit down with yourself, be real with yourself, and put pen to paper or on your computer.
And that's what I did.
A plan as to where you see this going,
Yep.
Your projections on how long you think
10
it's going to take
years.
you to get to
Mine was
this
10
point.
years, yep.
You really need to know that so that first of all, on those discouraging days, because there's some days where you just want to say, like, forget this. Like, this is just too much.
That's funny what you said. I was on my job. This is a true story. I tell my wife this all the time. It's like, when I got tired, I said, man, I'm going to just quit and just do my full-time job, and that's it. That scared me.
Yeah, because it's like you're giving up your dreams.
The ideal of just living on a job, you know what I mean, scared me, and it gave me the motivation. No, I got to get up and do it again.
I mean, you have to know what you're working towards, right?
Correct.
So when you're going, and especially
and
when
that
you're
goal
going,
is important.
It's so important when you're going from being employed to entrepreneurship. You have to know what you're working towards, because it's going to be different. Some
Correct.
people are working towards having freedom of time. Some people are working towards the money.
Yeah.
Some people are working towards, hey, this is just my dream, and I just want
Correct.
to see my dream come to fruition.
Put that on paper and pen.
Yes, that's where you need to have a business plan, right? Like, have a plan.
Yeah.
Please have a plan.
And the one thing, if you're married, if you go to employment to entrepreneurship, guess where you have to keep safe? Your wife. Because you got to make sure home is taken care of.
Well, I think that's relevant even if you're not married. Even if you're not married, you still have to provide.
Because
even if you're just providing for yourself or you're providing for your children.
Because that anxiety, paying your home bills versus paying the business bills and not having the money for this because I got to put it back in the business. Yeah. Those are true anxieties, frustration, whole 9 yards.
So that's one of our points here, is to have a financial cushion.
That is correct.
Have a financial cushion.
That's your point.
One of my points.
That's her point.
I'm going to stick to my point. So have a financial cushion. Try to minimize your debt and stuff like that before you get into this realm of trying to leave employment and go to entrepreneurship. Try to minimize as much debt as you can. And have a financial cushion, because there are going to be times where things get thick. There are going to be times where things get stressful, and you want to, like Troy said, eliminate as much anxiety for yourself as you can. And also because there are ebbs and flows with business. Sometimes it's going to be up and it's going to be doing great.
90% of business are cyclical.
Yeah, sometimes it's going to be down, and you don't want to constantly be in this roller coaster.
Correct.
Because you haven't, stabilized your finances.
Right.
So, do you have any other?
I do. I'm gonna just read what I wrote because it's so good. I'm gonna read it real quick because it's so good.
I hope it's not long and wordy.
It's not long. Okay. There will be a different answer for everyone. There is no one answer fits all. There's no panacea. However, you can use a little formula. What is your baseline? Meaning, how much does it take for you to cover your personal household expense, your budget, if you can cover their amount? So your household will be taken care of. Number 2, if your business can earn double your annual salary, this is a good barometer, alrighty? But I'm not necessarily that happens, okay? The goal is to have enough cash flow so the business can earn enough to cover the cost of the business, and you can earn enough to cover the cost of your household. No one knows that amount but you when you do your budget, and it's all about taking risk and your tolerance and your mindset.
I can agree with most of those points.
Most of those
Not
points.
all. Most.
So you have
But I'll give another good tip that I have been using is to seek out mentors.
Yes.
Because a mentor is going to be able to
keep you grounded.
They're going to be able to give you the ups and the downs, because when we go into business,
we're excited.
We're so excited. All we see is the good stuff, right?
That is correct.
Oh, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna make so much money.
Yeah.
And we don't see the logical things that actually could happen.
Yeah, that is correct.
This is why you need to talk to a mentor. You need to talk to someone who's already walked that path and can tell you logically what are the pitfalls, what are the good and the bad, and maybe give you some resources, give you some contacts.
Yeah.
Like, you need mentors when you're going to be an entrepreneur.
My mentor said it's going to take twice as much money as you think and twice as long as you think to get there.
I would also say talk to your tax advisor.
That is correct.
And also, research which business structure is going to be best for your particular business. Don't automatically
run to get an LLC. I'm sorry.
Sometimes LLCs work depending on, that's as I said, talk to your tax person and see for your particular business what business structure is best.
Business structure is very important.
I think you should definitely, before you go, investing money and putting all of this, work and everything out, get your business affairs in order. Correct. It's very important in business to have things in order. If the business that you're in requires, right, and if it requires insurance, if it requires, other documents to be in place, have this stuff in place first. Don't go and then on the back end, now you're trying to work backwards to try to get your paperwork and your business bank account and all these things in order. Get these things initially.
Correct.
Get them.
Correct. Because if you get your business structure straight from the foundation,
right,
in the event the business takes off, you're already set. You don't have to worry about scrambling backwards.
Right.
You can always move forward. That's good.
Those are a little bit of my tips. Like I said.
See, I like all her tips. She's like some of mine.
I'm in the midst of, because I don't always think that all businesses are able to generate the double,
I say if they can.
Yeah, if they can.
They're not.
And listen, I would never tell someone to just quit their job.
No, I can't do that. I can't take care of you.
Yes,
so I'm not going to be responsible.
I would even still be like, well, see if you can go part-time on your job and, try to devote that time to your business. Right. I would never just say step away, but I do understand that some people are they really believe in their dreams. So
they do.
They are just so headstrong and passionate, right? So they're to just push it forward.
Yeah.
So we have this statistic.
We got a statistic?
Yeah, from CNBC.com. Now, this was dated December of 2021. So it's not this year, but it says a record high 4.4 million people, or 3% of workers, quit their job in September, according to the Labor Department's latest job openings and labor turnover survey.
And they're calling that the Great Resignation. The Great Resignation. A lot of people are quitting their jobs. They're while they're doing that through the pandemic, they're getting tired of working.
I think people started to see life a little differently after the pandemic, after loss, and maybe they were scared to go back to work after, just seeing so many people get sick. They weren't willing to go back into the office. I think there's a lot of reasons.
There's a lot of factors,
Right, there's a lot of different factors.
Yeah.
But we don't have a caller this week, but we did have somebody email.
Oh, we got an email.
We have an email, so you want to read it?
Yeah, you the email. We email from one of our viewers there on YouTube.
So this is from Rhonda.
Okay, Rhonda.
So her question is, I have a nonprofit and I need to know how to grow my business.
Oh, wow.
The purpose of the fund is to provide assistance to individuals at the end stage of life. Hospice care for people who don't have adequate medical insurance.
Wow.
Excuse me. I believe no one should die alone and everyone should die with dignity depending on circumstances. So Rhonda wants to know, how can she grow her business, which is a non-for-profit?
Well, Rhonda, number one, I think that's a very noble cause that you have. So something that touches your heart that probably you experience yourself or a loved one where you see that people are dying without the dignity, without the family, without the care that they deserve. I think that's very noble. Number one, if you're going to have a nonprofit, there's nothing wrong with that. A nonprofit business structure must be a corporation. Alrighty. Once you get incorporated in the state that you live in, then you're going to have to file the papers to the IRS in the form of, don't quote me the form, I can't remember the form right now, where you're going to have to go for your non-tax exempt status. That takes around a good 3 to 4 months. Once you get that, then growing your business, it's very challenging. It takes advertisement. It takes moving the pavement.
I would say
it takes
maybe for the
social media
type of business that she has.
I would say
networking. It would be a good thing. Say maybe you can network with
hospice
or like senior homes.
Where you
where other I would go places where people
long-term care facilities.
Right, people that you know your demographic is going to be, or people that are going to be, you know, needing your services are going to be. That's the main place where you should be.
There's a lot of people in long-term care facilities, no family come and see them.
So
there's a lot going on that in our country.
But she's saying also care for people that don't have adequate maybe medical insurance. So I wonder if, because she's a nonprofit, and this is just a thought, I'm not sure if it's possible, if maybe she could link up like with Medicare or Medicaid, like through the state. I don't know if maybe they would be willing to.
Yeah, I'm not sure of that per se, but I know since she's a nonprofit, she can probably secure funds. Like they have nonprofit groups to help single mothers who don't have money for electricity or stuff like that. So they might
she
have.
Would just need like a grant writer.
Right. To go and say, okay, my goal is to help seniors who don't have the adequate insurance that they can't get. So my nonprofit, it goes to their medical care, whether it's medical equipment.
Right.
Know what I mean? Whether it's bedding, whatever the case may be, where their insurance won't cover.
So, and then Rhonda, just a thought off the top of my head, since your business is nonprofit, like, what about fundraising activities or things where you can generate income in order to, you know, finance?
Right. Since you are a 501c3, you're eligible to have fundraisers. You can have fundraisers. People come. You can give them dinner. You can tell them what your cause is. If they buy a ticket, it's tax deductible on your tax return.
Okay.
On your Schedule A. So all those, and it, like I said, that's going beyond the preview of what we do on this show.
Right.
We just give you ideas.
Right.
But the business structure has to be an incorporation, and you have to file for your non-tax status with the IRS, and then you can start the fundraising and all that good stuff, so you can
good luck
get the
with
funds.
this endeavor,
yes,
Rhonda.
yes. That's a very noble one
for you, right? I hope it's successful for you, and I would definitely say, get into groups with other people that are doing what you're doing.
Because I learned this in business. That's not an original thought. It's someone out there doing it.
Exactly.
Whether it's in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, California, Utah, someone's doing it out there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have a quote.
You have a quote?
Yes.
All righty. What's the quote?
You know your quotes are always like...
Okay. Over the top.
Yes.
All right. What's your quote?
Every boss started as a worker. It takes time and dedication to make your way to the top.
Who said that?
Rick Ross.
Wait a minute. Which Rick Ross?
The rapper Rick Ross.
No, I'm talking the real Rick Ross. Highway Rick Ross said that.
No, he didn't.
No, yes, he did.
He didn't.
The rapper Rick Ross stole Rick Ross' name from the real Rick Ross.
Okay.
You know who the real Rick Ross is?
I do, but we're talking about this. Can you focus?
Oh, okay, all right.
Focus.
My ADHD got hold of me.
Oh my gosh. So you guys remember that every boss started as a worker.
That is correct.
So you have to put the work in.
You got to put the work in.
Yes, and on top of that, when you do become this big boss and you have workers, you know, still be humble and treat people, you know,
that is
with
correct.
dignity and how you would want to be treated.
Remember the golden rule: do unto others,
Yeah.
have them do unto you.
So what else? I mean, we've touched on several points. We touched on our personal experience with going from employment to entrepreneurship.
And it's still scary sometimes, Awanda.
It's very. I told you.
It's still scary.
It's very scary.
Yeah.
It's very because there's you don't have that security blanket. It's like ripped off of you.
Correct.
There's no security blanket.
That's
so
right.
I will say if you can put some things in place that are going to make you feel a little bit more secure or give you some income, residual income.
That's right. I had a client.
Do that.
I had a client who went from employment to entrepreneurship. His employment, his business couldn't sustain his business and his household. You know, I told him, you might have to get another job, a part-time job, in order to get over that hump where you can, And
hey, this is my outlook on things, right? And then we're gonna wrap things up.
Okay.
This is my outlook: is that if by chance it doesn't work out, you can always go back to employment.
There you go.
Like you can always get a job. You can always get a job, regroup, and try again.
That is correct. Because remember, in failure lies the seed of equal or greater success.
Well, it's been a great show.
It's been a great show.
I'm happy that we actually touched on this. Hopefully,
Yes.
we will get some comments
Some
and
feedbacks.
when you guys comment on YouTube, like we do respond. So if you
Yes.
have a comment or feedback or question, go ahead. You can comment right there on YouTube, and we'll respond. I know a lot of people out there are in these shoes, and
Yes.
it's very scary. So we are definitely wishing you all the best
All
in
the
all
best
your endeavors.
Yep.
Make sure you have your business structure in place. Make sure your paperwork is together.
Get that
And-
competent tax advisors that you need. They're going
Yes.
to tell you what you need, bookkeeping, if you need payroll, whatever the case may be. That is correct.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time.
Listen, we'll see you next time on the Financial Empowerment Show.
That wraps up this segment of the Financial Empowerment Show. Until next time, send us your questions to info@financialempowermentshow.com. Whether you earn $13,000 a year or $130,000 a year, let Troy and Awanda help you grow your money tree.
When you wanna make a move, I got the tools that you can use to let your dollar set you free. With home financial strategy, you wanna buy your home on lease. I got a lot of golden keys to help you grow your money tree.